3456, find Spencer substring of length k. So for this problem, we are giving a string s and an integer k. So we can determine if there exists a substring of length exactly k in s. So we want to find a substring and the length is going to be k. So for example, the length is going to be 3. So that satisfies the following conditions. So the first condition is that the substring consists of only one distinct characters. So this means the substring can only be something like AAA or BBB. And secondly, if there is a character immediately before the substring, it must be different from the character in the substring. So what does that mean? So for example, we find a substring AAA. So the character immediately before this AAA must be different. It must be a character B. Yeah. So for example, this AAA. So the character after it, it must be a different character. It must be B. Yeah. So this means we just need to find the length of the same character. So for example, the same character is A. So the length is going to be 3. And this character, same character going to be A. The length is 3. So if it is equal to k, so it's going to be true, otherwise it's going to be false. So this is exactly the meaning of the problem. Yeah. So this means we can group by all the same characters. So this means we can use list groups to solve the problem. We can list this 3a's to a group, so the length is going to be 3, and this b is another group, the length is going to be 1, and this AAA will be another group, so the length is going to be 3. If there's one group, the length is going to equal to k, so we're going to return true, otherwise it's going to be false. So for this example, so the group is going to be A, B, C, so the length is going to be 1 instead of 2, so it's going to be a false. Yeah, so first of all, let's just use a group by to solve the problem. List group, first of all, let's just use a group by, because in Python we can use a group by directly. So for character array, inside the group by, yeah, so for CA in group by S, if length of the list A equal to k, so this means we find a group with the length gonna equal to k. So we're gonna return a true, otherwise we're gonna return false. Yeah, now let me just run it. Now as you can see, it works. Yeah, so now instead of writing the group by library, we're gonna write a list groups to solve the problem. It's gonna be exactly the same, so the time complexity gonna be O(n). Yeah, so we're gonna use I at n. I gonna be starting from 0 index, and n gonna be length of the string. So we're gonna use a while loop. So while I less than n, j gonna equal to I, and we're gonna use another while loop. While j less than n, and sj equal to si, we're gonna update j, and we're gonna check if j minus I equal to k, we're gonna return a true. Yeah, and after that we're gonna set the I gonna equal to j. Finally, we're gonna return false. Yeah. So the idea is that this I gonna equal to this j, and this j must be updated. Yeah, because for example, the first one, I gonna equal to a, si, and sj gonna also equal to a. It must be equal. So this means the j must be updated to the next one. So this means there's no infinite loop. Definitely it's gonna work. So now let me just run it and submit it to check if it works. As you can see, now it works, and the time complexity gonna be O(n) as well, and the n gonna be 100. I think that's all about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.